Imagine having the government pay for your first home, and they take care of the down payment and possibly the closing costs. And after you close on the property, you can get paid to live in your home by house hacking. I know this already sounds super suspicious, especially when it comes from the government. But the thing is, a couple of my clients have already utilized this program to fund their deal, to not have to pay for the down payment, and they even got a check back at the closing table thanks to this program. So what is this loan called? It's called the Metro DPA, or Down Payment Assistance Program. So let's dive into what it is, how you qualify for it, and of course, what's the catch? All of that's coming up next. All right, so jumping right into it, what is the Metro DPA program? And I'll read it straight from the website. It's a program for buyers with up to $195,000 of qualifying income to bring the dream of home ownership within reach. Basically, it's saying if you make less than $195,000 per year, then you can qualify for this program. It's a no payment, zero interest, and forgivable assistance loan. And what that means is that at a certain point, you don't have to pay this loan back. So this money that you get from the DPA program goes automatically to your down payment and even a portion of your closing costs. Meaning that if you were struggling to pay for that $15,000 down payment, this DPA program can definitely help you out. So from the times that my clients have used it, the Metro DPA program has given them 3% down on that down payment, which is all you need for a conventional home loan on that home. And for you house hackers out there, that's $15,000 that you keep in your pocket, and you can use that for furnishing, TV, just making your house look a lot nicer, and you just have those reserves in your bank account as opposed to having to flush out that $15,000 on the home. And with that money you save with the down payments, that means you can make the house look nicer, which makes the listing photos nicer, which means you get better tenants and higher rent. And speaking of loans, you can only use it for a 30-year fixed loan. And that includes FHA, USDA, or conventional loans, and even VA loans. They can all be applied with this down payment assistance program. And so now here's the catch with the Metro DPA program. And it's not that crazy, but let's just get right into it. So first of all, you need to have at least a 640 credit score. Number two, you need to like and subscribe to my channel in order to qualify for the Metro DPA program. Just kidding. But if you do subscribe, it means that you don't have to miss any great information that comes from house hacking or investing in Denver coming from this channel. So make sure you like and subscribe, and it's completely free to you. Just smash it. Here's the actual number two of the qualifications that you need to have that Metro DPA program. You need to make less than $195,000 per year. Number three, you need to go through a home ownership class. It's about 8 hours, and it teaches you about the ins and outs of what a mortgage is, how to take care of your home, and all that good stuff. It's a necessary evil. Number four, you need to live in the home for at least 3 years. And if you don't live in there for 3 years and you have to sell or you refinance, you have to pay back a portion of that loan back to Housing and Urban Development Authority. I'll get into those details a little bit later in this video. And number five, you need to buy a home in one of these cities or towns that are listed right here. Here's a snapshot of all the approved cities and towns, so feel free to pause the video and check it out. So overall, I feel like this is a very fair and easy qualification for a lot of Coloradans out there to take advantage of that Metro DPA program. All right, so you can qualify for this home. Is there any other catches that you should know about? Yes, so let's dive a little bit deeper. Number one, it has to be your primary residence, meaning it has to be the place where you lay your head at night and have the bills go to that home, like your electric, water, gas, and all that good stuff. That needs to be your home. And like I mentioned earlier, you have to live in the home for at least 3 years, which to a lot of people, that won't matter too much. But if you decide to refi or sell the home, there is a couple of issues where you need to pay a portion of that loan back depending on how long you stayed in that home. So for example, if you got $15,000 from Metro DPA and you stayed in there for 1 year, and you sold it at that 12th month, that means you need to pay 2/3 back to Metro DPA, which is about $10,000, but it's not all up front. You just have to pay it in monthly installments. I know I've mentioned $15,000 a couple of times now, but it's not exactly $15,000. It could vary depending on how much you qualify. I'm not a CPA or a lender, nor do I work with Metro DPA, but I have worked with clients and lenders that have gone through this program. So don't quote me on a lot of these specific numbers. It actually is highly variable depending on your specific situation. So why do they have all these rules with having to stay in a home for 3 years before you can actually sell it or refinance it? Well, Colorado wants to make sure that these homes are bought up by other Coloradans, the local people within Colorado, as opposed to other investors coming in and buying a home and, just making that supply a lot less for potential families or locals or anyone like that. I mean, me personally, if I were to start all over, I'm coming from California, so that's a completely different situation. But if I was born and raised in Colorado, I would fully take advantage of this because this kind of gives back that feeling of finally I can afford a home in this crazy high interest rate market. And for you house hackers out there, I know there's a house hacking strategy where, let's say you buy a home, you live in it for 12 months because that's required by the conventional loan or FHA loan. After the 12 months, you move on to the next home, you save up enough money so that you can buy that next home, you rent out that first one completely, and then you move on to the next one and house hack there. That's a great way to start the portfolio, but with the Metro DPA program, it makes things a little bit hairy. But that's okay, honestly. Like if the struggle is the down payment portion of it, $15,000 or whatever that number amount is still very significant, right? And if it gets you into the door of home ownership, then I'd say take advantage of it because that's the most important part of building wealth, taking advantage of taxes, and making sure that you can make a life of your own within that home and not feel like you're a stranger living within those four walls. So I feel like that's a really good first understanding of what the Metro DPA program is. If you have any other questions on it, feel free to hit me up. All my contact information is down below in the description. I want to make sure that you're making the right decision, financial decision, life decision, whatever it might be, especially when real estate has helped me live the life that I'm living in a van. I'm literally in Joshua Tree right now, hanging out, and I cannot thank real estate enough to give us this lifestyle between me, my wife, and my dog, and I got it all thanks to house hacking. So if that's something that you're interested in, hit me up, send me a text, call, email. Outside of that, guys, I'll see you next week, and thank you so much.